Okay, now we're going to work on base start. So type forward. Because it was a timer, again you need to forward first. Forward on base start base ID. Base ID public on base start base ID. So you need to do a few things in here. First of all, you might want to go to stocks because you want to clear the kill list. So type stock clear kill list. Clear kill list. Type for new I equals 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. Send did message. Type 255, 50, and 255 again. This will clear everything on the death message. And just close the bracket. So now that you have clear kill list, you can add this to your base start. So when the base starts, it's gonna clear the kill list. You might also want to destroy all the vehicles. So type destroy all vehicles. I'm gonna make this as well now. So go back to stocks. Destroy vehicle. So you want to destroy all the vehicles that were probably spawned in the previous round or that are spawned in the lobby and etc. So type for new I because you want to loop through all the vehicles that are spawned in the server. For new I equals 0, I is less than max vehicles I plus plus. I think the value of max vehicles is around 5,000, something like that. So you can either put 5,000 or max vehicles. Destroy vehicle I. This should do. Now type current equals base ID. So current will be base ID now. It won't be -1. So next time, so once the base started, if anyone tries to type start base, this won't be -1 and they will get this message. Around is in progress, please wait for it to end. Also, I just noted that while we are starting base, we didn't pause the players. So if you go back to your start base command, you need to like pause all the players that you want to add to the round, because this timer won't mean anything if the players can still kill each other. So you can type for each new I player. So for all the players, if the player team is attacker and defender, or so for the players that are attacker and defenders, for all the players that are attacker or defender, you want to type toggle player controllable I false. So this will pause all the players, I think. I'm not sure if false pauses the player or true, but I think it's false. So now you can go back to OnBaseStart. You can type, we will be adding stuff in here later on, for example the CP time, we can reset the CP time in here, the players on CP and everything else. Also we can reset the player stats, for example kills, deaths for the round. So again, for each new I player, player team is either attacker or defender. If you remember, we put our lobby's virtual world to 0 and DM virtual world to 1. So we can put base virtual world to 2, I think. So type set player virtual world I 2. So for every attacker or defender, their virtual world is set to 2, so they don't see anyone else, for example the players in lobby or DM, if the base is in DM. And then you can type set player interior I. Now we need to get the base interior, so we can use this b interior. You can either put current or base ID, they're both the same now. I'm gonna put current. Okay. I'm gonna also type toggle player variable, so I'm gonna pause the players again, because we paused all the players in start base command, but if someone spawns as attacker or defender within that 4 seconds of start base, they will still be added to the round, but they won't be paused. So you can double check that again. You can pause them again. You can either put 0 or false. So this will stop the player. Pause the player. Now you can set the player position. So set player pose I. Set the player position close to the checkpoint. Yeah, close to the checkpoint. So we're gonna use the CP spawn. So set player position, the X axis. You can either use the base ID or current, but because they are both the same, I'm gonna use current and 0, because this is at the X axis for CP, or the X coordinates. Then we can have the Y coordinates and Z coordinates. This is Y and this is Z. 1, 2. And then set player checkpoint. I'm gonna double check this set player checkpoint. Okay. In case I have the spelling wrong, yeah, I did. It's checkpoint. So I set player checkpoint. What's the parameters? The parameters is the X, Y, Z value and the size of the CP. Now normally the size of the current CPs in all the attack and defend game modes is 2. So we're gonna use all our CP positions, CP spawn, and for the size you can put 2. Alright. Close the bracket for now. Later on we're gonna be adding, like resetting the player variables, for example kills, deaths, damage and total damage. No, probably not total damage, but yeah. Here we will put a timer for our start base. For example, we can have view timer. I'm gonna leave the view timer at 4 seconds now. And then we will move to another function. Call it view base for players. Alright. Also don't forget to quit the players from DM. So if someone is in DM, you need to quit them. I remember making quit dm function. Okay, so you need to remember to put their variable as false because the player is no longer in dm anymore, and we set their weapons as well. So you can go back to your function, type if player I and dm equals true, player I and dm equals false, and what else did we had? We don't really need this for now because once we are giving the player their weapons, we can check then for any other weapon that the player have. Okay, so ndm false, and then player I dm read equals 0. So this will make sure that the player is not in DM anymore, and then we're adding the player. You can also send a message to your samp. For example, here it says map lobby. So, and then when the base starts, you get base and the base ID. So you can do the same thing to your gem. Create a new string 128, format string, size of string, type map name, because this is an archon command, so we will send an archon command, map name, base, and then the ID of the base. Since you can again type base ID or current. I'm gonna type current, and then send archon command string. So this will change your map name to the base that you are about to play, base, and that base ID. So once you have done this, we will make sure to show the base to the player so everyone knows what base they are about to play. By the way, you need to set this somewhere as new variable, view timer. I'm gonna add this here, view timer. So you can type view base for players and type view timer minus minus. We will make this as a timer, so you can already type forward and then public. Okay. Here you can then send, for example, in the text rows in edits, and when the base starts, it tells you that this base ID will start in, for example, 3, 2, 1 seconds. The time, and that timer will be here, this view timer. So